After the rains ended, the clouds broke up. We've had lots of sunshine today. We're going to have lots of sunshine this evening as well. Overnight tonight with those clear skies, low 60 Sioux Falls, 58 Aberdeen, 60 Pierre, 59 in Rapid City. Tomorrow, mostly sunny once again. And it'll be warm, 87 Sioux Falls, 86 Aberdeen, 90 in Pierre, 87 degrees in Rapid City. There could be some spotty showers or thunder showers, primarily late in the day. More on that and look ahead to your weekend in just a few minutes. KELOLAND News starts now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, KELOLAND News first at 4.
A bill restricting access to abortions in Iowa is now heading to the governor's desk following a special session.
Plus, an Augustana football player is opening up about the fireworks accident that injured his eye.
And later, a big party for motorcyclists in Sioux Falls is also helping out the Children's Home Society. How you can participate, straight ahead. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley has issued a statement on the investigation into the Mitchell American Legion baseball program.
Jackley says that based on the serious nature of the allegations, he is confirming that the State Division of Criminal Investigation and assisting agencies are investigating the complaints surrounded in the baseball program. The AG says that right now there are no formal charges filed at this time.
Jackley says prosecuting authorities, including the Pennington County State's Attorney, are doing a further review of the allegations and evidence. Well, members of the Madison Volunteer Fire Department have had a rough month.
They have responded to 3 fatal accidents in less than 2 weeks. A series of tragedies like this can take a toll on a person's mental health. The fire chief says that he is doing what he can to make sure that the men are okay. They met with the clergy and are making help available in case someone starts to feel overwhelmed.
They're all volunteers. We don't see it a lot, but when we do see it, it's just never good. And it started on the 2nd of July with a motorcycle accident. Then we had the fatal out at Lake Madison with the jets involving the jet ski, and now this. So it's tough.
Yesterday, crews were on the scene of a fatal house fire in Madison. A mental health expert with Avera says it's natural to think about tragedies for a few weeks, but if emotions are still raw after that, it is time to talk with someone about your feelings.
All right, let's get a check of the weather today. I don't know about you, but at about 4:15, I woke up to some thunderstorms and heavy rain.
Yeah, some roaring winds.
Yes, we had both this morning. We'll take a closer look at some of the rainfall amounts in just a second. Right now, 79 degrees with plenty of sunshine starting to filter in Sioux Falls. West winds are at about 8 miles an hour. In Aberdeen, blue skies, 75 degrees. West winds are at about 6 miles an hour. Here's a closer look at some of our other temperatures. 78 in Yankton, 73 in Watertown, 79 in Pierre, and 81 in Rapid City. And we do have a few clouds left between Eagle Butte and Buffalo, towards Sisseton, Watertown, and between Huron and Mitchell this afternoon. Those will start clearing out as we go through the rest of your afternoon. Here's a look at some of those rain reports from this morning. Nearly 2.5 inches in Vermilion, nearly 1.5 inches in Canton, 1.25 inches in Mitchell, and at the Sioux Falls Airport, about 70 hundredths. Other areas could have seen more rain in Sioux Falls. But for tonight, mostly clear skies, 60 in Sioux Falls, 59 in Aberdeen, 60 in Pierre, and 59 also in Rapid City. Tomorrow, we'll have mostly sunny skies, a west wind, 87 in Sioux Falls, 86 in Aberdeen, 90 in Pierre, and 87 in Rapid City. We do have a chance for afternoon rain and thunder showers, and with that does come a risk for severe weather. Marginal in green and slight in yellow. Main threats are going to be hail, small hail, and some strong winds under or near a thunderstorm. But then on Friday, another chance of some sprinkles in central and eastern KELOLAND. Partly cloudy skies, 86 in Sioux Falls, 84 in Aberdeen, 88 in Pierre, and a breezy 82 in Rapid City. But this weekend looks to be dry skies, mostly sunny as well. Temperatures in the low 80s. We'll take a closer look at your weekend in just a little bit.
All right, thanks a lot, Megan. Authorities in western Montana have captured a suspect who escaped custody over the weekend while removing his handcuffs and shackles at a gas station while being transported to Michigan. Chadwick Mobley escaped on Sunday while being moved by a private company under contract with the U.S. Marshals Service. Authorities found him Monday night in the small town of Plains, Montana. Mobley was being transported to Michigan to face charges in connection with a 2011 murder. He was linked to the crime by DNA evidence that was reanalyzed last year.
Iowa Republicans passed new restrictive abortion legislation after only one day of a special session. Lawmakers heard several hours of testimony from the public while hundreds of others protested at the Capitol. The bill would restrict abortions when a fetal heartbeat is detected, which is around 6 weeks of pregnancy. Democrats call the bill a near total ban on abortions in the state. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds announced that she will be signing the legislation on Friday, making it official.
Minneapolis city leaders unveiled a report from a 2-year study aimed at transforming how the city responds to crime. Mayor Jacob Fry says not every interaction needs a police response and that a new program allows officers to focus on more critical and difficult situations.
This is an audacious proposal here. There is no city in the country that is moving towards something as significant and as comprehensive as the vision that we've got in Minneapolis, and we're going to make sure we do it right.
Mayor Fry said the system is working and driving down crime.
Well, in the last 2 years, 26 long-term care facilities have permanently closed in Iowa, including 2 in Sioux City. Last week, Countryside Healthcare announced that it would be closing in September, meaning 50 residents will need to find new care homes. AARP Iowa says that there are many potential factors that can lead to a closure, such as a lack of demand in a small community. But according to the state director, staffing shortages can be the root cause in the facility's closure.
By far, the biggest issue related to closures is workforce. Workforce does lead to poor quality of care. We know that. And poor quality of care leads to fines. And then fines lead to financial challenges down the road, which leads to closure.
Anderson says that Iowa nursing homes need to provide adequate wages to nursing home staff. The national average for a certified nurse aide is $21 an hour. Iowa's average is $15.
Well, after another round of controversial Supreme Court decisions and new revelations about justices' financial connections, Democratic lawmakers are calling for reform.
They are pushing for a host of changes that they say would make the court more fair and more trustworthy. KELOLAND News Washington, D.C. correspondent Hannah Brandt breaks down that fight.
Democratic leader Chuck Schumer promises his party will fight to change the Supreme Court.
The highest court in the land must be held to equally high ethical standards.
While Democrats criticize the court's recent rulings, Republican leader Mitch McConnell and his party are celebrating them.
A series of landmark rulings reaffirming fundamental constitutional principles.
Those decisions and reports about justices' controversial financial ties are sparking calls for reform.
68% of the American people don't trust the Supreme Court, and its popularity rating is at an all-time low. It's time to think about how you fix it.
Congressman Don Beyer introduced a bill to create 18-year term limits. That would allow future presidents to nominate a new justice every 2 years.
These staggered terms are going to give us a Supreme Court that better reflects the overall American public, both on the right and on the left.
In separate bills, Democrats are also trying to establish a mandatory code of ethics for the court and expand its size.
There's disagreement, and then there's attempting to undermine a branch of our government.
Republican Senator John Thune says the Democratic proposals would make the court too political.
They are proposing so-called solutions that would permanently and completely destroy faith in the Supreme Court as an impartial interpreter of the law.
With a Republican-controlled House, the reform bills are unlikely to pass in this session of Congress.
But at the end of the day, if we're not working at it all the time, it'll never happen.
In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.